Maduro was just seconds away from escaping into a steel safe room. Then everything went wrong. The streets of Caracas slept under a tense quiet. Somewhere deep inside the fortified presidential compound, Nicolás Maduro and his wife moved through shadowed corridors, the soft hum of emergency lights the only soundtrack. Outside, elite forces were already in motion, navigating the city with precision. Every moment, every footstep, every heartbeat was measured against the clock. Maduro had relied on his palace's defenses for years, layers of reinforced walls, hidden corridors, and a labyrinth of secure rooms designed to withstand any assault. Tonight, they would be tested not by imagination, but by reality. The plan was simple: reach the steel safe room, seal themselves in, and await extraction. It was the one place that could guarantee survival. The only problem: time was slipping away. In the corridors, the air carried a metallic chill, the faint echo of footsteps bouncing off polished concrete. Cameras scanned relentlessly, and sensors tracked every movement. For those outside, it was a race measured in seconds. For those inside, each step felt like navigating a maze that had no exits. Maduro moved swiftly but deliberately, aware of the cameras, the blind spots, and the hidden doors only he knew existed. Meanwhile, operators and analysts elsewhere had pieced together the operation months in advance. Every piece of intelligence, every satellite image, every intercepted communication had built a map, a network of angles, access points, and probable escape routes.
This anomaly wasn't present in the last sweep.
It just appeared on the thermal loop.
Adjusting the insertion point accordingly.
By the time the raid was underway, the forces had anticipated the moves before they even happened. The room of analysts and tactical experts watched monitors, tracing paths and predicting contingencies in real time. Back inside the palace, Maduro reached a corridor lined with thick steel doors, each one a potential barrier or gateway. Ahead, the safe room loomed. A monolithic door, reinforced with steel and hydraulics, designed for resilience against all threats. It was the only exit that could guarantee survival. His hand reached for the control panel, the LEDs flickering in the low light. For a fraction of a second, the operation hung on a knife's edge, the world outside poised to rewrite history in the next moment. Outside, the elite forces approached, silent and precise. Footsteps, vehicles, and coordination signals merged into a symphony of calculated movement. They had tracked every likely path, every security override, every contingency. But even with all the planning in the world, the outcome depended on a single variable: timing. 1 second too late, 1 second too early, and the balance could shift entirely. Inside, Maduro engaged the control panel. The door began its slow mechanical motion, hydraulic pistons hissing as steel edges shifted. It was the sound of opportunity and of impending consequence. Behind him, loyal aides moved in tandem, guiding the way, pressing buttons, checking codes, every motion precise, rehearsed, and critical. And then, as if reality itself slowed, the first shadow appeared at the corridor entrance. Red light cut across the walls. The tactical units had arrived, their silhouettes mirrored on polished floors, every motion deliberate. They were seconds away. The door continued to move, inching toward closure. A heartbeat, 2 heartbeats, and the calculus of survival was complete. Maduro reached out, fingers brushing the final panel. The door was almost closed. It was a space that would have been inviolable, a sanctuary that could have swallowed him and his family from the reach of the outside world, but the forces were too close. The operation executed with flawless timing, a silent mechanical clock that ensured the door would never fully seal. The moment passed in near silence, and the outcome was decided. Maduro could not enter the safe room. Every second, every measured step, every contingency plan collided in that single, decisive instant. The forces moved in, quiet, controlled, and unyielding. The door, almost imperceptibly, remained ajar, a monument to what might have been. The extraction that could have eluded capture vanished in a single breath, Maduro was apprehended in the corridor, mere inches from sanctuary. The scene was a study in tension, the steel door partially open, the polished floors reflecting the lights of those who would ensure the operation's success, the calculated precision of forces who had left nothing to chance. Outside, the city remained unaware, its night quiet and indifferent to the extraordinary events that had just unfolded inside its walls. Even now, analysts replay the moment over and over. 1 second, one fraction of a delay, and history would have taken a different turn. The operational precision, the intelligence work, the synchronization, every element mattered, but none more than that final moment at the door. It had become a hinge on which the story of a nation could have turned. The aftermath was swift and controlled. Maduro was moved to secure locations, processed, and eventually transferred under tight security. Every movement, every extraction procedure reflected lessons learned in intelligence, tactical operations, and crisis management. What might have been an impossible escape had been stopped by a combination of foresight, timing, and mechanical precision. And yet, the question lingers: what if the door had closed? What if, for a single breath, the safe room had embraced its occupants? The operation would have faced a dramatically different reality. The raid would be remembered not as a capture, but as a failed extraction, a blueprint in planning, and timing. It is that almost moment that fuels speculation, imagination, and fascination, the single hinge between freedom and capture. In the end, the operation remains a lesson in precision, timing, and the razor-thin margin between success and failure. The steel door, the corridor, the seconds, all became symbols, reminders that in high-stakes operations, every fraction of time matters. History often depends on moments invisible to the untrained eye, yet monumental in consequence. And in that corridor, on that night, the world witnessed a reality shaped not by ideology, but by the relentless mechanics of timing, skill, and circumstance.